What's up, YouTube? Edge Obsessed here. I thought I would just take out some of the knives that I don't show off all that often, but are still all really, really amazing. And I love these knives very much. I just don't pull them out as much. I keep everything in a Pelican case, and these are all spread out on the second and third layer, so I guess it's just laziness. But yeah, these are some of my favorite knives by far. So I'm just going to go through them and just give like a brief explanation, starting with the Civivi Praxis. There's 3 of them here. I got these all at different times, and I ended up switching the blades and the scales with everything. They've all been swapped around, so this is a Civivi Praxis with, what's it called? Copper scales. They're brushed copper. This knife weighs a ton. Actually, we can weigh it. This knife weighs, with the copper scales, ounces. Weighs 8 ounces. She's a heavy boy. The Civivi Praxis is flawless. Just like, it opens beautifully. The action is amazing, but this is an absolute drop shut knife. Like, it almost, with enough like pivot lube, this thing would just fall shut on its own. But the action of this is just gorgeous. The same with all of the Praxises. I don't remember the kind of wood that these scales are, but it feels really nice, and it's very light. I forget what it's called. It's very nice, but I put these this Damascus blade on it. I forgot which scales came with which blades, because they're all different, but Civivi does an okay job at Damascus, but I think the etching is a little bit too intense. I'd like to see this blade just polished. You'd still be able to see all the lines from the Damascus. The black wouldn't be there, so the contrast wouldn't be quite so in your face. But gorgeous either way. And then the third one is just G10's black scales. It's got gold liners though, so it's pretty ballin'. Black blade, I figured I would put on the black G10 scales. I'd have that one tactical looking, knight assassin knife. Yeah. Next up, CJRB Crag. This is a very utilitarian, great EDC knife. The blade, like the sheep's foot blade, is perfect for cutting open packages, breaking down cardboard. This is a great EDC knife. Liner lock. The blade steel is AR RPM 9. I'm pretty sure that that's a specific metal to CJRB. Although that reminds me, I didn't even look. I always forget what the blade steel is for the Praxis. I think it's 9CR18 MOV. And I know it's written somewhere on this blade. There it is. 9CR18 MOV. I don't know if this will ever focus enough for you to see that. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. But that's what it is. Next up is the Kaiser Beglighter. I think it's Mini. I can't remember, but titanium scales. I think the blade steel is M390. Where'd you go? There you are. It's just written between the scales and there, you can sort of make that out. I assure you it's M390. I mean, you can look it up online either way. liner lock, and this is I would wear this if I was wearing a suit. Like, it's like a gentleman's dress-up knife as far as I'm concerned. I love that knife. I got a couple elementums here, one in the same wood as this Praxis, and one in frag titanium. The one with the Damascus, very similar to the Praxis. Pretty cool knife. Yeah, the action on these elementums is really great as well. Love these things. These are great, just extra knives, or honestly, the Kaiser Begleiter Mini and the Civivi Praxis and the Frag Titanium, those are nice dress knives. Those would look really nice and wouldn't be overly intrusive when you pull them out to open someone's bag of chips at a wedding or something. Next down the line, I got a couple tanks, and I got this knife that I really, really love. And people don't seem to give a shit about this knife, but I think it's so unique and so cool. This is a Finch knife. It's the Finch knife Buffalo Tooth. You'll see why it's called the Buffalo Tooth when I open her up. It's just the stubby, fat blade. I think this is such a cool knife. A lot of people disagree with me. It's a frame lock. It's got wooden scales with I don't know if this is titanium. I don't think so. I think it's just steel, like steel bolsters. The blade steel is 154 cm. Okay, I thought it was gonna be D2. Yeah. But this knife, I think, is so cool and classy. The action is just beautiful. I've never taken this knife apart. I assume it's on bearings, given how smooth it is. But I just recently took apart a knife that I thought was on bearings, and it was on washers. What was that? The Spyderco Yojimbo. And the action on that thing is unreal. So I totally thought that was bearings, but I was wrong. Next we have the the Artisan Cutlery. I forget the model of this thing. Designed by Dirk Pinkerton. He's a pretty famous knife designer. It says China, and there's a serial number. The blade steel's D2. But it doesn't. I cannot remember to save the life of me what the model name is. The lock is so hard on your finger on this thing. And the lock up on this knife is freaking unbelievable. This is a workhorse. This is built like a tank. Like ZT can say they're built like a tank. This thing is built like a tank. This is a monster of a knife, I'm telling you. It's pretty heavy. What does this thing weigh? It's got to be like around 8 ounces. It is 9.63 ounces. Okay. Yeah. So, very cool knife. I got another big knife here. It's the last one. I'm sure you guys recognize this knife. Maybe not the scales, but the knife. It is the Kaiser Sheepdog XL. I really wish I could give a shout out to the company that did these scales, because they are gorgeous. They're a carbon fiber like laminate, and they are just they're not a laminate. They're just straight up carbon fiber scales. I ordered the wrong ones though, and the pocket clip holes that are in them are for a different model of the Sheepdog XL. I'm not sure which one or what would fit that, but yeah, they're the wrong ones. So this doesn't have a pocket clip on it, but it honestly doesn't bug me at all. Like, it's something like I would just stick in a small pocket so it can't open or something like that, and just carry this thing out into the woods, you know? Yeah, this is such a smooth knife. It is just gorgeous. The scales were, it was something composites. I do not remember. If you wrote composite scales into like Etsy or something, I'm sure you'll find the supplier who makes these. They're just gorgeous. But yeah, that's some of my lesser seen knives that I thought maybe you guys would be interested in. Yeah, everything on the table here is in my collection, and I don't carry these knives enough at all. I should really start. Some of them I really don't want to mess up, but I got to start carrying them more because these things are, I think, pretty cool conversation pieces and just really nice knives. Anyway, guys, go check these out if you've never seen them in a store or whatever. Get them in your hand, see what you think. If any of you own any of these knives, drop it in the comments and tell me what you like about it, what you hate about it. Anyway, guys, have a good night. Signing out.